Welcome to the Mandatory Social Interaction Show. I'm your host, Eric, along with the alleged insert coin Tim and the insidious Ben Burns. How are you, gentlemen?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Had trouble getting my shades on.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, Ben, you have to put the koosh ball on top of your hat for the rest of the show.
I'm trying, but this cat is very, very interested in it, so I don't know how long that's going to last.
I just want to see the cat jump across the frame and knock the koosh
we'll
ball
see.
down. That would be amazing.
All right.
So what's going on, gentlemen? It's been a hot minute.
It's been a
It
while.
has been. It's
Yeah.
been a bit.
So,
life stuff.
yep. Well, we had a couple things. I mean, I don't know if anyone was watching the live stream the last time we did this. We had technical problems on my end. And unfortunately, what really sucked was we were in the middle of an incredibly good discussion about the game industry and Red Dead Redemption and Crunch and all kinds of great, and Telltale, all kinds of good stuff. Yeah. And unfortunately, we kind of cut that off in the middle. So I'm sure at some point we'll have that discussion again, and I may put that up as like the lost episode. But I'm not even sure what I have, because it was like 45 minutes of technical glitches and problems. So,
That's all right.
But either way,
make it like a bonus Christmas episode or something. The half episode that was.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what it's going to end up being. And then last week, we were set to go. I think Ben was busy, but it was going to be Tim and myself. And I went to try to start doing the podcast and still had technical problems. And I was like, damn it. So I have redone some of the setup, and we are back, bitches. So there you go.
Hooray!
Yeah, and like I've been super busy the past couple weeks because Christine went full time as a artist. She quit her job back in like October, and
awesome.
So she's been doing a lot of shows. She's doing a show right now as well, but she doesn't need me there for that one because it's a very small one. So yeah,
that's awesome though. Congratulations to her.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Exciting. I'm actually really excited for her as well.
She's living the dream, man. She's
living
the dream.
Hey, that's awesome. So
I'm proud of her. She's gonna do great.
So we had a couple things we wanted to talk about today. The first one is it's not exactly a buyer's guide or anything, but the holiday season is upon us, and there's always a significant number of like tech and game releases. Or if they're not being released, they're being like discounted. So there's all kinds of stuff going on with Black Friday and Cyber Monday and the various Steam sales,
Saturday, which is today.
Small Business Saturday.
Yeah. And what I like to say is Starving Artist Sunday, which is for everybody else.
So
nobody's picked that up yet.
So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on in terms of things you can purchase and whatnot, and I'm not really interested in just going through a list of things that are like, here are things you can buy, because that's not really what I'm thinking, but I really do want to talk about things that people are excited for. So I do have a list here of games that are, I guess, anticipated releases for the holiday season. Some of them have already come out, so I'm going to read them off. And then I think afterwards we can talk about what we're excited about and whatnot. But this is according to Stuff.tv. These are the 17 most anticipated holiday game releases. Starting with and these are in order, so they've got number 1 through 17. So this starting with number 1 is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Then Pokemon Let's Go, Fallout 76, Battlefield 5, Hitman 2, Artifact, Katamari Damacy Reroll, Sony PlayStation Classic, GTFO, The Last Night, Darksiders 3, Tetris Effect, Just Cause 4, Ooblets, Spyro Reignited, Borderlands 2 VR, and then Overkill's The Walking Dead. So
several of those are out already.
Yeah. Oh no. This, and I meant to preface this by saying this list is from like November 2nd. So some of them have been released. Some of them have been released and whatnot. But I do know on this list, Tim, you have at least 3 of those.
like in my already purchased. Yes.
Because Fall, I was gonna say, I believe you. I know you have Pokemon Let's Go because I was watching you play it the other day.
Yep. I have Fallout 76. I have Hitman 2.
Yep. So the rest of those I didn't know if you had or not, but I wanted to go through the list because there was a bunch of stuff on here I didn't even really know about, and I was wondering if anybody was interested in it. Now, I will start off by saying Spyro Reignited is exciting to me because I love the Spyro games. I was a big fan.
I think that's out now as well.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Already out, which is cool. Yeah, which I've watched some gameplay of it, and it looks really, really good.
Yeah,
they did a really good job remastering it. It's in the same vein of the Crash games that they redid, the Crash Bandicoot series that they remastered. It looks great. It looks beautiful. So they did a good job with that.
Yeah, I some of the top ones on the list sound great. Like Pizza mentioned Tetris Effect, and that game I've had that recommended from a couple people now to get it, but I don't have a PS4, so I'm kind of waiting for ports to come out for that.
Yeah.
I actually, after watching Tim play Pokemon Let's Go, I actually went out and got a Switch because I was going to get that for Christine for Christmas, but there's some stuff coming up where who knows if she'll be able to play it after Christmas because she's got some stuff going on, and so
look at me influencing sales. Yeah? Nintendo, please sponsor me.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I picked that up last week and we've been playing a little bit. She's just like super busy after Christmas, like immediately after Christmas. So it'd suck to give her a console and then be like, oh well, you can't play it for 3 weeks, so sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I got that. I named my Pikachu It's Your Boy. I don't know why.
I saw that. You
Pikachu.
Posted that on you posted that on Twitter.
Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, it's a good game. I actually, not to deviate from the list too much, but I actually really like the way that they changed the game. Like some people are like, well, it's like too much like Pokemon Go now. You don't even fight the Pokemons. And it's like, well, that was the most tedious part of the game where it's just like, oh, I got to grind through like 200 Rattatas to level up my dudes. And it's like, now you don't really have to do that, which is nice.
Yeah.
So. Well, it really finds a good middle ground between pulling in the Pokemon Go crowd and bringing in the traditional hardcore players, and that's a rarity in gaming, really. Like if you look at games like World of Warcraft, they were like, nah, we don't care about hardcore people. Let's go fully casual, and they just like cut out all the things that made it interesting for them. But in this, they're like, well, you can still have your battles and your heavy stats and all that crap, and you can do your shiny hunting with your percentages, but also the catching is really easy now.
Yeah,
it's actually fun. The catching is fun.
Well, it's definitely more engaging than just taking your most powerful Pokemon and just mashing the basic attack button until you win.
Yep.
So yeah, I was skeptical at first, and I'm not a huge Pokemon player anyway, but I was skeptical at first, and I actually really enjoyed it. Like I've only played a little bit, but it seems like a fun game and a good deviation of mechanics from what the tradition usually is. So I'm looking forward to playing it more.
And being a Pokemon player since the beginning, I can also safely say that it's solid and beautifully done. So
yeah,
I think from all spectrums, oh my god, it's so cute. But I think from all spectrums of the Pokemon fandom, outside of the very vocal few who are like, man, I don't like this and I don't like this. I mean, gamers TM.
Exactly.
But that's what I was talking about earlier in Discord, by the way, guys.
Oh yeah, no.
Definitely.
It's on the list too.
Yeah.
It is on the list.
Outside of that, though, I feel like it's a beautifully done game, and it's not perfect, but it's up there in the top of the Pokemon games for me. So towards the top.
By the way, just wanted to mention, Nintendo, if you are watching, if you would like a sponsorship like this, please get in contact with us. We can put it right over Ben's head.
Yeah,
this could be a Nintendo beanie instead of an Xbox beanie.
Oh no, Tim, I don't think you see on the stream your face.
Oh, I see it. I see it just fine.
Oh, I love to give you crap.
By the way, guys, you can drink balls. Use code FUEL at checkout at shop.balls.com. #ad.
Yeah, Eric, by the way, MIntrovrt, Eric bounces up and down because Eric bounces his legs all the time. which
Yeah.
I really
Restless
try.
leg syndrome.
I try not to do it, but I do keep doing it.
I just spilled coffee on myself. I have a drinking problem.
Yeah. So I can't remember any of the other games that you listed on there, but I know Tetris Effect was one that I wanted to get, but I don't have a PS4. I'm really enjoying the Pokemon one. You mentioned Katamari, which I didn't know that they were coming out with a new one, but that
I didn't
sounds
either.
that
I think
sounds
it's
really
I think
fun.
it's the first Katamari. I heard about Katamari Reroll, but I didn't realize it was coming out for
Thank you.
PC. So that's really exciting because
Mhm.
Katamari. I've been playing. I was playing Katamari on stream for a while. The PS2 game, and it's amazing. It's
Did you
beautiful.
say it's
so
coming
fun.
out for PC as well?
For
Oh.
Windows? I think
Good.
so.
Good.
Let me double check that real quick.
That's
yeah, Windows and Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
That's
and you
super
posted
cool.
the link in chat. The other one that I was thinking of, Smash Brothers, just because I really do enjoy that game. I'm not very good at it, but I have some friends who are super hardcore into like going into tournaments and stuff. So I think it would be fun to get that just so I could play online. Yeah. So that's my. I don't really play a lot of games anymore.
No, that's
Smash
cool.
will be fun.
Oh, go
Yeah.
for
Smash
it,
will
Tim.
be fun because of Smash will be fun because I will only play stupid game modes.
Mhm.
So it's like 400% items on Final Destination just to mess with people, like that sort of thing. Like I don't like playing that game seriously, and I don't like it when people take that game too seriously. So like anytime someone's like, "Let's play some Smash," and I'm like, "Okay, but I'll only play if items are on," and you know, like we picked the most random horrible map that everyone hates, you know, that sort of stuff. So
That's awesome.
I'm a little bit of a dick when it comes to that, but that's just how I am. So I don't like how hardcore the Smash scene has gotten, and it's like it's supposed to be this like combat game where you battle your favorite Nintendo characters, but people are like, oh, the meta this and the meta that. It's like,
Well,
you're
that's
sucking the joy out of this for
kind of
me.
every competitive game ends up like that at some point. People not only they try to turn it into a competition, but they break it down into the math behind all of it, and then it's just kind of statistics, and it's not necessarily about the joy of playing the game. I mean, racing games like that, I know there's Mario Kart tournaments out there that are the same way. So it's just like even fun games can still get like broken down like that.
Yeah, one thing I saw in here that I didn't know about was Borderlands 2 VR, and I'm not entirely certain I want a VR experience of Borderlands.
I agree. Considering like I played Skyrim VR, and it's beautiful and amazing, but it's also probably the first time it is the first time I've gotten sick while playing a VR game.
So did you
just
like
because of how disconcerting it is to be moving in that way, and like the teleporting function is okay, but I don't like it. It really breaks the immersion of the game and makes it boring to me.
Yeah.
Like to have to teleport around places. It's like half the fun is running places, and it's like I am this character rather than just teleporting like I am a god, you know. So it just kind of ruins the fun for me in that regard because so I have a feeling it's probably going to be the same kind of movement scheme where you can pick to use the controller and run, but you have to like teleporting is the only way you're going to do it without getting sick. So
So did you
And
like
honestly, yeah.
Oh, I
Go ahead.
was just gonna ask, did you keep the trash can next to you and just hurl and then keep going? Like I'm in it for the long haul.
No, I actually stopped playing because I was gonna throw up. So
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I'm done. I just stopped and I closed it out. I'm like, gotta move on to something different. It was a real bummer.
Yeah, fair
it was
enough.
Yeah. And to be honest, I'm kind of over Borderlands right now. They kept kind of it just feels like every release and every expansion is the same game, just with a different like setting.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I wish that they'd have iterated it on it more, just because I really love the series, but it just didn't seem to go anywhere.
I mean, the one thing I will say, and this is not really excited about Christmas kind of thing, but I've been playing Borderlands 2 with Jank in the chat actually, and I had never played it. I'd only soloed it. I had never played it cooperatively with anyone, and it is a completely it's a completely different game co-op, and it's amazing.
It's definitely more fun that way. I can agree with that.
And it was fun solo, but like there were things that were like, oh my god, this is like I had to keep dying and hitting it and dying and hitting it and dying and hitting it. and like playing co-op is just like, oh my god, we got through that. Like we got through that without dying. There's the part, spoiler alert, the part where you rescue Roland from the dam. I had never actually rescued Roland. I always had to do the dam and then also do the friendship gulag, because, you know, if you don't rescue him in time, they take him away and put him in a prison, and then you have to go like do essentially a whole nother mission to go through the prison and break him out. I've never actually beaten the dam and rescued Roland before. And all of a sudden we're like, oh, the constructor's dead. Roland is fighting alongside us. Oh, okay, that's how this is supposed to go. It was like, this is really cool. All of a sudden, all these things are like, yeah, we're just walking right through. I'm like, this is way better co-op.
Yeah, it definitely is a lot more fun cooperatively. But I just wish they'd have iterated on it more. Like, I started the pre-sequel. I started their like Borderlands 3 essentially, and it's just like, this is literally the same game, just again, and now it's in space.
Yeah, I didn't like pre-sequel. I didn't get very far in it either.
Yeah.
But
and the writing has always been good. Like, the writing was always funny. I just like, it's just like watching the same movie again.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm being a grumpy old man.
No, hey,
it's
that's
fair.
okay. It's a valid.
I don't disagree. I just don't have anything to add to that, because in my view, you're right. So
yeah. So we did have a request in chat for talking about music stuff to get this holiday season. And I want to expand that a little bit, since only 2 out of the 3 of us actually do music production. So, what kind of gear / software are you guys looking at that maybe discounted this holiday season, or, you've been saving up for or looking for, or just something that looks cool to have on stream or for music production? Ben, you probably have some.
All the things that I want like never go on sale.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Their quality is there. Like I want the Rode Procaster for my stream, and that hasn't gone on sale in like a year and a half. The Shure SM7B I don't think has ever really gone on sale.
Shure doesn't do sales ever.
Yeah, and then the Cloud Lifter CL1, which I just ordered, like has never gone on sale, and I've been watching it for over a year now. So it's one of those things that like all the things that I want are the like super high end, like getting towards the really high end of things, and they don't want to put it on sale because the quality's good and that it shows, and they know that people will pay that.
Yeah,
they don't need to put it on sale to up the sales. So
I will say for the Cloud Lifter, I bought mine on eBay, and I did get it for about $50 less than you could get it on Amazon.
I looked on eBay, and they're all actually more expensive than I could get it on Amazon.
Really?
So,
wow.
That's the nature of eBay.
Yeah. I mean, I bought mine before you bought yours, Tim, so I have no idea what happened there.
Shipping happened.
Yeah, apparently.
Because the shipping was like, they were like, oh, I want $15 shipping for a $150 thing, and I'm like, I'll just go on Amazon and get it in 2 days. Like,
yeah.
You guys.
Well,
like,
I got mine.
I do that?
I ended up getting mine for like $99 on Amazon. I mean, granted, it was slightly used, but I mean, very slightly. Like
It's used, though.
It came.
I bought mine new.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fair. I
could have gotten mine used too, for sure.
Yeah, and if you're looking at specifically new, then yeah, you're gonna pay a new, the price for new. There's no getting around that. For the Cloud Lifter specifically, there's really not much that can go wrong with it. It's all basically solid state. So I figured used was probably not a horrible way to go. So for those who don't know what we're talking about, the Shure SM7B is a microphone. As a matter of fact, I believe Ben is using one right now. If you happen to watch Joe Rogan, all of the microphones on his podcast are SM7Bs. They are a very popular microphone for like in studio stuff, like podcasting, like what we do. So that's what Tim is talking about buying. The Cloud Lifter, which I'm using right now, so I can't lift it and put it in front of the camera, is a Ben.
I might be able to. Not really. Oh, there we go.
There you go. There it is. Ben is using his as well. So a cloud lifter basically takes
Dusty.
a non phantom power. Yeah, you can't lift the cloud. Thank you, pizza. So it basically takes the phantom power from your mixer and applies it to a non-phantom powered mic. And the net result is it makes your mic louder and clearer. So it basically increases your microphone gain, which is great because like this microphone specifically, I used to have to crank the gain on my microphone basically all the way up so that you could hear it at a reasonable level. Now with the cloud lifter, I'm a little under halfway, and it's great. You know, it's like I get exactly the range that I wanted out of my mic rather than having to just crank the gain. And when you crank the gain, that also means you pick up more background noise because of electrically how microphones work. Yeah. And so it's like, no, there's
also the danger of clipping more often, and like it just helps kind of smooth out the whole signal, so it's not like cranked all the way up and then it can get distorted a lot easier. So it's just a good middle ground for all of that. So
I also mentioned the Rode Procaster, which is a mic that I'm looking into, and I'm hoping maybe it'll go on sale for Cyber Monday. Maybe, I don't know for sure if it will, but it's Rode makes microphones. They make decent mics. I mean, they're not amazing or anything, but they target specifically. They have the Podcaster and the Procaster, which are targeted specifically at content creators. So live streams, podcasting, that sort of thing, shoutcasting for esports tourneys, that sort of crap. So I'm looking into getting one of those, and that's what I'm hopeful I can get my hands on, because Rode makes a lot of really cool gear for podcasts. So I'm hoping to get my hands on some of that stuff. And their mics are interestingly designed, and they're they're nice. They have good quality. I know a couple streamers who use them and I really like them. So
yeah. Oh, okay. Somebody answer something for me. Is a shoutcaster just a stupid way of saying announcer?
Yes.
Okay. I've never really known that. I've heard people say it, and I kind of figured it was just like, oh, it's somebody that just narrates and announces the game. But that's a really dumb word.
I agree. I'm so used to it that I use it now. And
that's fine. Everybody uses it. It's just that I never really knew what it was because I never asked. So,
and not to mention that
announcer.
Shoutcast was a thing too, if I remember correctly.
It was.
And I used to hear people say that, and I'm like, are you talking about the Winamp product, the Winamp Shoutcast?
Yes.
Which was their internet radio directory, and then they had Icecast, which was the actual internet radio tool, which would broadcast your music playing in your Winamp to other people.
Yeah.
Actually, if I remember right, Shoutcast was also the tool, but it was paid for, and Icecast was the open source version. And then people started using Icecast more and more because it was free. And so Shoutcast kind of ended up de facto becoming
Pizza posted the link. Shoutcast DNAS is a cross-platform proprietary software for streaming media over the internet. The software, developed by Nullsoft, so yes, Winamp, is available free of charge. It allows digital audio content, primarily in MP3 or high-efficiency advanced audio coding format, to be broadcast to and from media player software, enabling the creation of internet radio stations. Okay, yeah, it just keeps going, but
so may I tangent for a minute?
Sure,
that's fine.
So Winamp got updated and re-released for Windows 10.
Yeah, I heard that they were working on something.
Someone leaked the code, and so they were like, okay, we're just going to release it, but it's buggy as hell. Here you go, have fun. So I've been using it again, and honestly, it's still my favorite media player.
Yeah.
I love it. It's such a good media player. Like all the plugins still work for it from eons ago and everything. It's fantastic. So it's like, I'm using it, and I've been using it for my because it's pretty low footprint, because the application is like 1 million years old, and I use it for the music on my stream. It uses up right now. It's using 42 megs of memory and no CPU sitting on my desktop running.
That's like,
so
you could have 200 of them for one instance of Chrome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like looking at it. It's like it's like like Fubar. Like, have you ever used Fubar? I know I'm really getting off on a
think
tangent
so.
here. And I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
I've used
like
Fubar.
Fubar 2000. Yeah, and it's a good media player, but it is like so bare bones, simple, basic that it's almost painful. And using Winamp is like a breath of fresh air because it actually has an interface designed to be accessible and customizable, and
Yeah.
it's really nice. Like, it looks good, and it has some really cool skins for it, stuff like that. So Fubar is great and it works perfectly, but Winamp has always been for me. So
I'm downloading Winamp right now. I'm excited.
what's the version number? Let me find the version number real quick.
And you
I
know
think
what?
it was like 11.
You know what sucks
Yeah,
is if you use
Winamp 5.8.
if your main way of getting music is like Google Play Music or Spotify, you're basically stuck with their player.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. You know, I mean, I really kind of wish there was some way of integrating, you know, a streaming music service into something like Winamp. That would be super cool because I would 100% use Winamp as the interface.
Yeah.
If there was a way to integrate, you know, one into the other.
Well, I mean, it has a web browser built into it as part of the UI, so theoretically they could create some kind of a wrapper.
Oh, right.
That
Yes. Yeah.
manipulate it.
Yeah, but then you introduce all of the issues that come with having a web browser playing it, and that's kind of just where you're at already. So.
Yeah.
No, and you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So, but it's a nice little media player, and I still use it, and I'm happy because like all of the music that I have from Ben, I have on MP3 because I've gotten it from him over the years, and a lot of my music I still have on MP3, like stuff that I can't even find on Spotify in some cases, like really obscure music and like really old remixes, and all of the OC remix stuff is I have all of that stuff downloaded. So it's really good because I get the opportunity to play music that I love on stream. And with Winamp, you can actually have it output the title of the song and all that stuff to, you know, a file and have that show in OBS so people know what I'm listening to. So, and by the way, Ben, we've been listening to your music to like 3 Red Hearts and stuff at the beginning and AFK on stream.
Nice. No, I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, I just looked at my old MP3s folder. It's 70 gigabytes and 9,000 files, and most of those songs aren't on like Spotify or anything, just because they're so old.
So this is the reason. That's the reason I use Google Play. When I first started with Google Play, I didn't even want the music service. I wanted the ability to upload my library and then have it sync down what I needed to my phone, because at the time I was doing the drive to and from work included sections of really spotty cell coverage. So I couldn't be streaming stuff. And so the whole reason I switched to Google Play at the time was essentially the digital locker, where it was like, hey, I can put my stuff up here. I can have all my obscure whatever music in my library, and then I can just sync down what I need. And I can do it wirelessly, which was great. And then I backed my way into the full service, which is the one. Well, that's the thing that I like, though, is the fact that I can still go and add more music. So if there's something that's not on there and I have it, I can just add it. Which is, I mean, that is one of the things I really like. So the downside is I don't get to use Winamp anymore. And Winamp was great. The best thing about Winamp, the reason I loved Winamp was the fact that I could make it so small it could sit in the title bar of the window. And I would make it, and I would make it, you know, that small so that it just had a row that was the buttons and a row that was the name of the song that was playing, and it would sit in the title bar, and I would make it always on top. So no matter what I was doing, I had my music right in front of me where I could like mess with it. But for the most part, it sat out in a way that was like completely unobtrusive to everything else I was doing.
And it still has that. Like, you can still make it that tiny little row of buttons and make it sit on top.
Hey, Ben?
I love that.
Yeah, what's up?
Beautiful. So.
Okay, we're having some Discord issues, it seems.
Oh, yeah. I was having issues with VoIP before, but it seems like a solid connection right now.
No, it's like everybody. So hang on. This is what we're going to do. We're going to drop the call. And let's... And let's restart the call here, if we can do that.
Discord.
All right, I may actually have to kill Discord.
Oh no.
Yeah, just kill it and restart it.
What is going
I'm
on?
installing Winamp right now anyway, so I don't care.
Having issues again with this tech stuff.
Yeah, we'll figure it out eventually.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
No, it's still not working. I'm gonna have to. Okay. That's what I needed to do. Quit Discord. All right. Yeah, I'm working on restarting here. So I just killed Discord and now I'm bringing it back. And let's hope that this works. So let's come back here.
Playlist.
I'm still.
Hi.
Dude, this is still all robot
Hello.
voice. What the heck?
Well, maybe it's Comcast then. I don't know.
So is everybody on the stream seeing me okay?
I see you okay on the stream.
Yeah. So if you see me okay on the stream, it's not because the problem is it's happening for Tim as well. When Tim talks, I get the same problem.
Huh.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, that's
Maybe we've
not
all turned
cool.
into robots.
Maybe we are
I can
robots.
see you and I can hear everyone okay.
I am a robot.
I am robot. Eat,
Kiki
boop,
sugar.
boop, beep.
Wait, so people on stream can hear okay? Can you hear? You can hear
Huh.
Ben and Tim okay?
That's weird.
So what's happening is like in my headphones, it's messed up. That's really bizarre. All right, well I can put Ben and Tim up. I just won't be able to hear a word they're saying. We can just go like
Yeah.
that. So you guys
Tim,
can
say
hear.
something.
Everyone can hear everybody but me. This is
Hello.
going to be great. Well, talk amongst yourselves.
Well, I'm just installing Winamp right now. I have to find. I was talking to Tim during the little break there. I have to find the option to scale
That's
the UI
really
because it was designed for 1995, and it's very, very, very tiny on my
So
on
tiny.
my screen. So I need to figure out how to scale the UI up. Otherwise, scale. On Friday. Stream is muted.
Nope. I'm back. Can you guys? All right.
Okay.
Yep. I hear
Ben-
you.
Can everybody hear me now?
Can everybody hear Ben and Tim? I had to unplug and replug in my
Ben and Teller.
Ben and Teller. I had to unplug and replug in my audio interface, which was weird. But now I can
I've
hear
had to do that
everyone.
before.
Now I can hear
Yay.
everyone. Now my camera's slightly out of
I've-
focus, but I'll fix that.
I've had that problem before
Double
where
size. I
mine
found
does
it.
that, and I've had to unplug it and plug it back in. Are you using a Scarlett 2i2?
No, I'm using an M Audio Mobile Pre, and unfortunately, it doesn't have Windows 10 drivers.
Yeah, that's the problem I ran into with the Scarlett 2i2 was the drivers did not want to work right, and so sometimes it would just flip out, and it's almost like it wasn't getting enough power draw out of my USB, but I couldn't quite figure it out. I never figured out what it was, so I just went back to my old powered my little mixing board that I got, my PV.
Yeah, so when I rearranged in here, I put my my audio interface is sitting off of my powered USB hub, which it wasn't before. It was plugged direct. So I think maybe the next step is to maybe plug it direct and see if that works better. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, I can hear everybody now. So let's get back to
Yay.
whatever we were talking about.
We were talking about things that we were buying for stupid consumerism holidays.
Yay!
So,
Yay, consumerism!
now that Black Friday really no longer starts on Friday, it started like last Monday. I bought a lot of audio libraries on Sound Iron, which is kind of my gift to myself, really. But they've been a lot of fun. I like Sound Iron's products in general. They have a lot of good variety and they're reasonably priced. As far as Black Friday is the new Toyota-thon, it never ends. Yeah, so really, aside from that, like Tim said, everything else that I want is way too expensive for any human to purchase for me as a gift.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I just save up money, and when I can afford something, I pick it up. But primarily right now, it was just audio things, and I'm also looking to upgrade my version of Native Instruments Complete, which is not on sale right now, which usually goes on sale in like March or April. So that's pretty much it
for late Black Friday.
Well, I think they update their versions in September, so they can't really put it on crazy sales right away, or else nobody would buy it. So, yeah.
So
background music is back. Yay!
Well, I had stopped it before because I wasn't sure what was causing the problem. Anyway, Tim, go ahead, Tim.
So I'm actually looking forward to I'm gonna jump back into gaming because that's all I know. I'm not cool like you guys and musically talented, so I'm gonna jump back to video games and just say I'm excited about Just Cause 4. I can't wait for that, so that's gonna be pretty rad.
Sweet.
I'm really looking forward to that one.
I'm excited about the idea of Just Cause games, but I've just never really been able to get into them. Like I've played it once for a couple hours, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the most fun I've ever had in a video game, and then I've never played it again.
Huh.
It's the thing is that they're designed to be fun sandboxes, and the story is just kind of there. So the story is okay, but
kinda
it's not like something.
Kind of like how Rockstar games should be.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Exactly.
Wow.
So
Shots fired.
It's interesting because I love the Just Cause games. Like I played Just Cause 3. I probably put like 40 hours into it on stream, but I literally made zero progress on the story.
Yeah.
I spent all my time strapping rockets to cars and launching them into space and watching them explode and just doing like random glitchy things and blowing up bridges and stuff like that. Like just having fun with those little kind of like with the world. And honestly, like that's half the fun for me. So Just Cause 4 is going to be a lot of that, and with the addition of a giant tornado in the middle of the map is going to be really interesting for physics and things like that. So like their physics engine is like second to none, and I am just like one of those people that's just like I will always go to a Just Cause game if somebody's like, what's your idea of a great like goofy physics engine? And it's like Just Cause. If you're looking for something sandboxy and fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope I'll get a key. I requested one from Square Enix, but I don't know if they'll give me one. So we'll see about that. But yeah, I'm hopeful.
That would be pretty cool. The things that I'm thinking about for Christmas, and I don't know that they're necessarily on sale, but I know Kush Audio has a few, and maybe it's either Kush or Sli-Fi. I mean, they're owned by the same company, but they make some plugins that I've been dying to try, especially the Deflector, which I think is a Sli-Fi plugin, and they have a so for people who don't know, Kush Audio and Sli-Fi, they make plugins for digital audio workstations, similar to stuff that like Ben was talking about with Sound Iron, where you're going to be, it's either it makes noise or it shapes the noise essentially, and the stuff that I'm looking at is stuff that shapes the noise, and the Deflector is it's a take on a hardware thing called a what is it called? Ben, what's the compressor that Tycho uses? I can't think of the name of it now. Anyway, it's the compressor is like a $1,500 thing that you can purchase, but the Kush Audio subscription is like $10 a month, and I'm like, I've been thinking about it for a while, so maybe this holiday season I will do something like that. And then for gaming, I can't recommend the Steam holiday sale, especially the Christmas sale, enough. I mean, I literally probably buy most of my games for the year during the Steam Christmas sale, because it's incredible. I mean, things are 75-80% off. It's like, how can you not buy this? And yes, some of them are older games, but I'm good with that because I don't buy games when they come out typically. So
might I also recommend that instead of getting it directly from Steam, you check out the Humble Bundle site. They do this. They tend to run sales parallel, and will often have the same games for the same price, and part of it goes to charity.
Sweet.
So part of your purchases will go to charity.
And itch.io has been pushing sales and other stuff really hard lately as well.
Cool.
So there's lots of
Cool.
And as an aside, if you are a Humble monthly subscriber, you'll get an additional 10% off your purchase on the Humble sales. So
that's awesome.
Just
yeah, and Humble, and you know what's funny is I forget about the Humble store. I buy Humble bundles fairly often, or I have in the past. And I think Humble is great. I forget that they have a store because I think of them as the bundles. But yeah, that's the best thing about the Humble store is you buy it through them, a portion of the sale goes to charity, and you still get a Steam key. So it's kind of a win. It's kind of a win-win all the way around.
Yeah.
Pizza, a little bit of clarification there. Pizza says that itch.io is pushing people to not put on stuff on sale this week, and they did say that, but they also said that all of their proceeds on Friday, on Black Friday, are going to charity. So they said that you don't have to put stuff on sale, but you can if you want. They even said that you could do like the reverse sale stuff and make your game more expensive because more would go to charity then. So they kind of gave a mixed message there, but primarily it was they gave all their money to charity that day or yesterday, Friday.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's good.
That's pretty awesome. So Tim, how much time do you have? Well, first of all, how much time do you have before you have a hard out, Tim? About 10 minutes, I'm guessing, or maybe more?
Yeah. About 10 minutes. So I think this topic can roll us through for the rest of the show.
Because that was my thought was, do we have enough time to switch to the other topic? But I'm kind of thinking that would run long.
It would absolutely run long. So I gotta end around 12:30. So
yeah, okay. No worries, man. I didn't want to switch if it was going to be like, you're gonna get half your point out and then you have to leave. So.
I'll be okay not to raise my blood pressure, so
we can do that next week.
I can unleash my blood pressure raising anger and on my own podcast, I guess.
must think of something awful to say before the end of the show, so Tim gets mad. Got it.
How dare you? How dare you, Ben Burns? How dare you?
Pokemon is trash, and people who play it are crap. No, I'm kidding.
See, but that's just patently untrue, so you're wrong. Pokemon is not crap. You saw how cute that game is.
Opinions can't be wrong, man. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, they can.
What?
You want to bet?
An hour from now, Tim is still thinking of comebacks to me. Like, damn it, Eric. Oh,
wake
good
up
God.
At 3 a.m.
Although I will say, what's funny is, and maybe it's just a generational thing, because I didn't really grow up with the Pokemon games, so I didn't. I'm not super in. I mean, I like Pokemon as a concept. I don't have a problem with it. I was making a joke before about Pokemon being crap.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, I never really got into it. So even watching your stream, Tim. And stuff like that, it's like, oh, this is interesting, but it doesn't have that resonance, and I think for you guys, it's maybe even more kind of a nostalgia thing, like, oh, this is the thing I've been playing for years and I love it and it's amazing, and for me that would be something like Spyro, or maybe if they remastered Max Payne, the first Max Payne. Or something like that, I would be, oh my God, this is incredible. And people would probably be like, what's wrong with you? So yeah,
Spyro came out after Pokemon did.
Yeah. And I really hadn't played a Pokemon game until I met Christine. So I don't really understand it much either.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm still fairly newcomer to the whole series.
I guess I look at a lot of the Pokemon stuff, and when Pokemon was getting popular, I was already in high school or college, or maybe a little older. And so I didn't get into Pokemon in general. And then I never really played the Pokemon games because of that. And, Spyro, the only reason I ended up on Spyro was, I had a demo disc for the PlayStation. I bought a PS1 when they got real cheap. They were like $100, and I had this demo disc, and one of the demos was like the first level of Spyro, and I was like, "This is incredible!" Like, I almost didn't play it. I was like, "Oh, this looks really childlike." And then I was like, I have like 3 games, so I may as well at least play out everything on the demo disc. And I did, and then I was like, I've got to buy this. This is amazing, and and I've played through a bunch of them.
Pokemon was kind of the same thing, right? Like people were like, man, this is childish, and I think it just kind of picked up with certain groups more than others. And it was a very social game because you had to trade, so it also has a lot to do with that. Like me, when it came out, I was like 9, so like I naturally I clung to it because it was an excuse for me to play, Pokemon with my friends and to go get into the TCG and play that at in the league that they ran, the TCG league, and all that stuff. So it was a very social outlet for me at a time when I was the most social I've ever been. And I was a very extroverted child and very outgoing and made friends everywhere I went and that sort of stuff. So I think it just has a lot to do with it being a more social game, kind of like how Yu-Gi-Oh was. Like I never got into Yu-Gi-Oh because it was slightly after Pokemon and that sort of stuff. And certain, like, I find that people who are more introverted tend to like Digimon more than they like Pokemon.
That's interesting.
So, well, because Digimon wasn't like a trading game or anything like that. It was just it was an anime, and it had a couple of games around it.
Yeah.
And Pokemon was a very social thing. Like you went to the leagues and you played with your friends, and you had to trade to get them all. And some people didn't like the aspect that you couldn't catch them all unless you had friends to trade with. And like I knew a lot of kids who were very antisocial. So that sort of thing.
Interesting.
So I think it just has to do with what was acceptable by social circles. Like if you had a bunch of friends who were like, oh man, Pokemon's for kids, because there were a lot of people who were like that, you probably would have been like, yeah, I'm probably not going to play Pokemon.
Yeah.
But for me, it was a godsend because it was like, I get to play a game with my friends. I love video games, and I had this big old brick Game Boy that was from before I was born. And I was playing on that, and my first copy of Pokemon Red in '97, I believe, was when I got it. I played it to death, and that brick Game Boy, you could have killed a man with it. But
I
still played a lot of Pokemon. That is for sure.
And that is still Tim's self-defense weapon. He carries around in his back pocket, and
you're not wrong.
If you run into him in an alley, he'll whack you with the Game Boy.
Pocket Game Boy. But that said, Pokemon. This new Pokemon does have a lot of nostalgia value because it's a remake of Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah.
So it definitely does. Pokemon always is partly nostalgia with me because I'm a very nostalgic person. I will go back and play Uncharted Waters, New Horizons, and Chrono Trigger, and like all the old RPGs that I played when I was a kid, even if I don't find them super interesting or engaging. But it's definitely one of those things where you get to kind of relive a little slice of your childhood that has never changed. It's a time capsule into a younger version of you. And so seeing a game like this remade in 3D and modern conventions, but still true to the old game, is a beautiful thing to me because it's like that window into the past, but through a new lens, and it's really cool.
All right.
So. Yeah. And you mentioned Chrono Trigger like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whenever we did it. And I started playing it again. I got all the way to the last fight, and then I was like, screw this. Because like the whole game was easy until the last fight, and I'm like, oh god, I don't want to grind anymore. So
all right,
the last fight, total garbo.
So we're running pretty close to the end here, but Tim brought up something that's interesting. So we've actually a couple of things on the list for this holiday season are remakes, right? Pokemon Let's Go is a remake of Yellow. Spyro Reignited is a remake of the first, I don't know, X number of Spyro games. I don't remember what it is. It's like, I know it's the first one plus like 2 and 3 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's the first 3.
So you've got and you've had a significant number of or here Borderlands VR. There you go. There's another remaster of an older game. What retro game do you want remastered in 2019? Ben Burns.
Oh, jeez! Don't put me on the spot for this.
All right, I will. All right, I will go first. I am going.
I'd say Tetris, but they just did that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Okay, yeah, and one that hasn't been done yet. So I'm gonna go really old school and say Afterburner, and I think Afterburner would be badass, an arcade shooter airplane game that was done a little bit more modern. I mean, Afterburner is fun just the way it is with sprite based, but I think it could be really cool if it was, if it was remastered. I think that would be amazing. Come out on Xbox, PS4, and PC, and make it multiplayer. That'd be even better. Oh man, that would be so cool. Like multiplayer co-op. Just keep spamming more and more enemies, and you got 3 planes flying around trying to take them out. That would be fun.
Man. That'd be crazy.
That would be fun. I think that would be a blast. Tim, you got something?
So my game that mine's actually going to be coming out. They finally announced it, and that's World of Warcraft Classic. Thank God. I've been waiting for that for 5 years now. Like ever since WoW Wrath of the Lich King kind of dwindled down, and they started looking at doing Cataclysm and stuff. I was like, when do we get a WoW Classic again? And here we are now, and they were like, no, you don't want that. You guys don't want WoW Classic. You guys don't want it. It's going to be bad. It's going to be awful. And then they're like, okay, well, we'll go ahead and do it, but we don't have the server code. And then, like, literally a year later, they're like, okay, it's coming out in 2019. I'm like, you guys are a bunch of friggin' liars. Like, you guys lied this whole way. Like, screw you guys, but I'm still buying your game, jerks. So WoW Classic is, I'm going to put, I have to apologize to my stream in advance because there's going to be hundreds of hours of that played on stream. Not sequentially, but over the course of a year or so, it's going to be a lot of World of Warcraft. So
yeah, I'm interested in watching the retention for that, because I think there are a lot of people that are just want to do it for nostalgia but don't remember how bad it was. But there are people like you that like want that type of game. So
I have gone and played private servers, which are faithful recreations of the original, and I had just as much fun.
Yeah, exactly.
I will play the crap out of this when it comes out.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a game that isn't already remade. Like, I played a lot of Descent when I was a kid, but Overload came out recently. Tetris came out recently. I liked playing Spelunky, and I know there's a sequel to that coming out soon. I don't really know any other games that I played a lot when I was a kid that haven't already been remastered.
That's cool.
So I don't know what to say.
Hey, that's all right. It's all good. And that was a spontaneous thing anyway. I just was like, oh, hey, we could, that was a thing I thought of, and I was like, Afterburner was one that I was like, I really liked it when I was a kid. And we were talking. Tim was mentioning games like he can play through, just why not? I'll go play through it again. And another one for me that I don't think needs to be remastered is Contra on the NES.
Oh yeah.
I can play through Contra, and it's still just as ridiculous and just as much fun as it was when I was 8.
Old Max.
Age of Empires. Yeah.
Like any of those beat 'em up hack and slash type games from the days of yore are amazing.
I played a lot of Age of Empires. I also played some MMOs that didn't really get super far. Asheron's Call was a big one for me back in the day. They made a sequel, but Microsoft kind of screwed that one up and released it before it was done.
They did that a lot back in the day. They've gotten better, but yeah, Microsoft used to screw up a lot when it came to games.
Yeah.
So Jank,
either way,
Jank in the chat just has a request for a Borderlands, not Borderlands 2, but Borderlands remaster with some QOL improvements from like the second game. So I think that'd be interesting. I've never played the original, so I'm curious what a remaster would look like. I think that would be fun. Does anybody have any closing parting words or things we didn't get in before we end the show?
I had fun.
Yeah, I had a good time too. So
I missed you guys. It's so tough when we miss a week because of technical crap. Like stuff out of our control is the most frustrating because it's like we were raring to go. And and it's just it happens. But I missed you guys, so it's great. I missed you guys. I missed you guys in chat too. So
yeah, I
hang
definitely.
out.
I definitely miss doing this and hanging out with you guys, and this is the one chance every week I get to talk about a lot of these things. So this is awesome. I love doing the show. I love hanging out with the chat. Everyone here is fantastic, and we can't do it without you guys. And I think that reaches our social interaction quota for the week. So Tim, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitter at InsertCoinTim. You can find me on Discord at discord.gg/ICT. That's where the ICT community hangs out. And then you can find me on Mixer, Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram at InsertCoinTheater.
And Ben, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me online at Twitch, Twitter, Patreon, and YouTube at Ben_Burns. That's BURNES.
And I can be found on Twitter at ZaxaCMK, on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/ZaxaCMK, and youtube.com/Eric Klein Create. This show is available on Stitcher, Google Play, iTunes, and wherever fine podcasts are sold. Our website is mandatorysocial.com. Our streaming overlay was created by MIntrovrt Alicke. You can find more of Maris's work at marisalicke.bandcamp.com. Theme song is Protofunk by Kevin Macleod. That's at incompetech.com. And the background music, as always, is by Benjamin Burns. That's at abstractionmusic.com when I remember to press the button. Thanks, everybody. Have a good week.